Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Today we're diving into a topic that is both fascinating and crucial for understanding interpersonal dynamics, triangulation tactics, how covert narcissists manipulate you. This exploration not only sheds light on the subtle tactics employed by covert narcissists, but also equips you with the knowledge to protect yourself from such manipulative behaviors. When we think of narcissism, many of us might picture someone who is overtly boastful, excessively self-confident, or blatantly attention-seeking. However, covert narcissists operate differently. They are more insidious in their tactics and often go unnoticed until their manipulations have caused significant emotional turmoil. These individuals may present themselves as humble, sensitive, or even victimized, which can make it challenging to identify their true nature. One of the primary tools in their manipulative arsenal is triangulation, a tactic that involves creating a distorted narrative and fostering conflict among individuals to maintain control and power. Triangulation is a psychological strategy where a third party is introduced into a conflict or relationship dynamic, usually to manipulate the emotions and perceptions of the involved parties. In relationships involving a covert narcissist, triangulation serves several purposes. It deflects blame, fosters confusion, and keeps the narcissist firmly in the center of attention. By employing this tactic, covert narcissists can pit people against one another, gain sympathy, and ultimately maintain their position of control. Imagine you're in a friendship or a romantic relationship where you start noticing subtle shifts in how information is shared. Your partner or friend seems to often bring up what others have said about you, often in a way that casts you in a negative light. For instance, they might say, "I was talking to X and they think you're being too clingy lately." This type of statement creates an immediate sense of unease, forcing you to defend yourself while simultaneously questioning the validity of the perception others have of you. The covert narcissist skillfully plays the role of the messenger, but their real intent is to create doubt and discord between you and others. Covert narcissists thrive on these dynamics because they establish themselves as a source of validation and information. By creating a sense of division, they position themselves as the neutral party, even the savior. You might find yourself turning to them for reassurance or clarification, thus reinforcing their control over your emotions and thoughts. They expertly exploit this need for validation, ensuring that you remain reliant on them, while simultaneously isolating you from others who may provide a more balanced perspective. Another significant aspect of triangulation is the emotional volatility it creates. Covert narcissists often oscillate between playing the victim and assuming the role of the hero, making their behavior highly unpredictable. This unpredictability keeps their victims in a constant state of anxiety, leading to self-doubt and confusion. For example, you might find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, or for feelings you shouldn't have to justify. This emotional roller coaster keeps you engaged and invested in the relationship, despite the pain it may cause. As we delve deeper into how covert narcissists use triangulation, it's essential to consider the broader context of their behavior. These individuals often harbor deep-seated insecurities and fears of abandonment or inadequacy. Their need for control and manipulation stems from a desire to shield themselves from these vulnerabilities. When they triangulate, they're not just manipulating others, they're also trying to navigate their internal chaos. This understanding can evoke a sense of compassion, but it should not excuse or justify their behavior. The manipulation tactics employed by covert narcissists often include gaslighting, guilt-tripping, and emotional blackmail. Gaslighting is a particularly insidious tactic where the narcissist makes you question your reality and perception. They might deny things they've said or done, leaving you feeling disoriented and unsure of your own thoughts. Coupled with triangulation, gaslighting can create a toxic environment where the narcissist's narrative is the only one that feels credible. Guilt-tripping is another effective tool. A covert narcissist may express disappointment or sadness regarding your actions or feelings, framing their manipulation as concern or care. For instance, they might say, "I just don't understand why you need to spend time with your friends when I feel so alone." This statement places the burden of responsibility squarely on you, making you feel guilty for pursuing your own happiness or maintaining relationships outside of theirs. The emotional weight of such statements can compel you to forego your own needs to appease the narcissist. Emotional blackmail is a more overt form of manipulation, where the covert narcissist may threaten to withdraw affection, support, or attention unless you comply with their demands. This creates an environment of fear and anxiety, where you feel compelled to meet their needs to avoid emotional abandonment. Over time, this dynamic can erode your sense of self-worth and lead to a reliance on the narcissist for emotional stability. Recognizing these tactics is the first step in protecting yourself from the manipulative grasp of a covert narcissist. Awareness is key. Understanding that triangulation and other forms of manipulation are part of their behavior can empower you to respond more effectively. Establishing clear boundaries is essential when dealing with covert narcissists. By setting limits on what you will accept in terms of communication and behavior, you can reclaim some degree of control over the situation. Another effective strategy is to seek validation and support from trusted friends or family members. By discussing your experiences with others, you can gain perspective and validation that counteracts the confusion and self-doubt instilled by the narcissist. It's important to build a support network that encourages healthy communication and reinforces your self-worth. Furthermore, practicing assertiveness can be a powerful tool in confronting covert narcissists. When they attempt to manipulate you, responding with clarity and confidence can disrupt their tactics. For example, if they make a triangulating comment about what others think of you, you might respond by saying, "I appreciate your concern, but I would prefer to hear that directly from them." This statement asserts your autonomy, while also challenging the validity of their manipulation. Self-care is equally important in navigating relationships with covert narcissists. Prioritize your emotional well-being by engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. This may involve pursuing hobbies, spending time with supportive friends, or seeking professional help through therapy. By nurturing your self-esteem and reinforcing your sense of self outside the relationship, you can create a buffer against the emotional turmoil that covert narcissists often bring. As you work to protect yourself from the manipulative tactics of covert narcissists, it's crucial to remember that change is possible. While these individuals may have ingrained patterns of behavior, it is not your responsibility to fix or change them. Your primary focus should be on your own well-being and emotional health. If a relationship becomes too toxic or damaging, it may be necessary to reassess your connection and consider distancing yourself from the narcissist altogether. In conclusion, the tactics of triangulation employed by covert narcissists can have a profound impact on your emotional health and sense of self. By recognizing these manipulative strategies, setting boundaries, seeking support, and prioritizing self-care, you can navigate the challenges posed by these individuals more effectively. It's important to approach this topic with compassion, both for yourself and for those who may be struggling with their own insecurities. Ultimately, understanding and awareness are your greatest allies in breaking free from the manipulative grasp of covert narcissists. Thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate your time and hope you found this discussion enlightening and empowering. If you have any experiences or insights to share, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and remember that your emotional well-being is worth prioritizing.
Hey there, all you curious souls. Welcome aboard this fascinating voyage. Today, we delve into the intriguing realm of selfish behavior. Have you ever pondered the enigma of someone's affection for you, especially when they've made it abundantly clear they've had their fill? This quandary plagues many, particularly those seeking to fathom the intricacies of selfish inclinations. Extend a token of appreciation by tapping that "I liked you" button if you find yourself intrigued. And if you've yet to join our circle, why not seize the opportunity now? We thrive on profound discussions, and your insights are invaluable to us. Share your thoughts in the space below. But hold your horses. A heartfelt thank you for being an integral part of our community before we venture deeper into the abyss. Your support fuels our journey. If you found resonance in our words and wish to nurture our growth, perhaps consider treating us to a cup of coffee. No matter how modest your contribution, it reverberates profoundly. And for our esteemed new companions, we have a delightful surprise awaiting you in our program. As a token of our gratitude for your unwavering support, your name shall grace one of our forthcoming productions. Cheers to that. Let us embark on an exploration of the intricate dynamics of relationships, particularly when entwined with individuals harboring narcissistic tendencies. Brace yourselves, for this expedition promises revelations aplenty. Unlike the majority who foster connections with affection and empathy, narcissists chart a divergent course. They supplant warmth with animosity and disdain, rendering genuine connections elusive. It's not merely a trivial concern. It's a profound affliction stemming from the absence of the innate force that binds humanity together. When narcissists are going through tough times, their actions may seem strange to people who are not close to them. Strong social bonds are needed for communities to stay together, and their weakening is sad and adds to the growing selfishness in our society. This change from normal ways of interacting with others is upsetting. Narcissists don't promote warmth and affection. Instead, they constantly radiate negativity, going against social rules. Narcissists understand and show empathy in very different ways than most people, even when they act like they care. Their inability to build close relationships shows how widespread problems are that are linked to vanity. The rise in narcissistic behavior is scary because it shows that we are moving away from our natural desire for love and friendship and towards anger and self-centeredness. This isn't just something to worry about, it needs to be fixed. This trend makes it even more important to stick to the basic values that hold us together as a species: love, empathy, kindness, and connection. These ideals are very important as we go through hard times. We need to work hard to stop the spread of selfishness and build a society based on respect and understanding for each other. Human nature naturally leans towards affection, care, and respect, which is why narcissists often go after people who show real love and compassion. However, narcissists' views are changed by terrible events that happen to them as children. Whether it's because of mental abuse or neglect, these experiences make them defensive and manipulative, because they think it's necessary to stay alive. Sad that narcissists' early life events shape them in a way that makes them replace real love and care with manipulation. They start by putting on a show of love and care, which is a planned move to gain trust. By copying your actions and interests, they create the impression that you share their interests and are familiar with them. However, their natural tendency to manipulate and take advantage of others is a basic part of their character that shows through when they act like they are compatible. Because they are so good at mimicking and mirroring, they fit in perfectly until they decide it's not necessary. When the mask comes off and shows who they really are, without any real love or affection, the facade falls apart. Even though they act like they are perfect, it's all a show. Narcissists get pleasure from making other people feel bad, while others find power in real love. The real hurt happens when they stop pretending and show how much they were lying. Sometimes it's hard to accept that they didn't really share your feelings or hobbies. The person you thought you knew was actually someone else. Under the surface lies someone who doesn't really care about you. Their friendly, loving behavior was just a trick in their sneaky game. People who are caught in a narcissist's web often find out the truth too late. To get better, you need to understand their habits and strategies. It's possible to wonder if it's your fault or if they ever really loved you. However, it is helpful to understand that narcissists can fake kindness instead of real love. Recognizing that narcissists can't give and receive real love is very important. In the pain of breaking up with someone, you may long for love from someone who can truly feel and show it. It's important to understand that narcissists can't give you the love you deserve. They could end the relationship for a number of reasons, such as not wanting to bond or being interested in someone else. Realizing that they only used you as an emotional resource is painful, but you have to face the truth about narcissists in order to heal. It's important not to say the same thing about all narcissists. Making them seem simple and bad doesn't help anyone. Calling them devils is the same as hiding their behavior behind bad traits. It's important to recognize bad behavior, but it's also important to know what we can do to improve partnerships. Accepting that we aren't perfect is the first step towards growing as people. It might be easy to call someone completely evil and blame them alone, but that's not fair. Each person in a relationship brings something different to it, and being honest about our flaws makes bonds stronger. When dealing with a narcissist, it can be hard, but it can help to know that their behavior may be based on things that happened in the past. This knowledge doesn't excuse what they did, but it does make things clearer. To get over a relationship with a narcissist, you have to look at yourself and decide that you will no longer put up with their behavior. It's hard when they suddenly pull away from our fake closeness, making us think about the signs we missed because we were so eager to be with them. Also, it's important to think about why we stay in situations that aren't good for us. The first step towards growth is to look into what drives us. This means putting a high value on ourselves and not settling for less than what we earn. In the end, getting better takes time. It's normal to feel confused and hurt after ending a relationship with a narcissist, but it's important to keep trying to find better relationships. It can be hard and take patience, but it also gives you a chance to grow as a person. When we face our fears and doubts, we learn more about ourselves and the kind of relationships we want. It gives us a chance to rebuild our lives based on our own wants, without the narcissist's control. Above all, it's a chance to love and respect ourselves while also expecting others to do the same. Thank you for taking part in this discussion. Thank you for reading this. Please share it with your friends and stay tuned for more interesting talks.